Psychiatrist, what's the most insane thing a client of yours has ever done? I've been practicing for 15 years and thought I'd seen everything. Then I met this woman named Jennifer who came in for anxiety issues. She was 32, worked in accounting, seemed completely normal during our first few sessions. We talked about work stress, relationship problems, typical stuff. But around our fourth meeting, she mentioned something strange. She said she'd been finding little notes around her apartment, post-its with messages like, "You're doing great today," or "Don't forget to water the plants." Jennifer thought maybe her boyfriend was leaving them to be sweet, but when she asked him about it, he had no idea what she was talking about. I figured maybe she was forgetting she wrote them herself. Stress can do weird things to memory. I suggested she start documenting when she found these notes. Take photos, write down the time and location. She agreed and said she'd report back next week. The following session, Jennifer walked in looking exhausted. She'd found 17 notes in 7 days, all in different spots around her apartment. Her bathroom mirror, inside her coffee mug, tucked into her work bag, even one in her car's glove compartment. Her boyfriend swore he wasn't doing it. She'd even asked her landlord if maintenance had been in her unit. Nobody had. I started wondering if this was some kind of dissociative episode where Jennifer was writing notes and forgetting about it. But then she showed me the photos on her phone. The handwriting on these notes wasn't consistent. Some were in blue ink, others in pencil. Some had neat printing, others were messy cursive. It didn't make sense that one person wrote all of these. Jennifer was getting paranoid, thinking someone had a key to her apartment. She'd changed her locks twice already. I recommended she set up a camera to see what was actually happening. She bought one of those nanny cams and put it in her living room facing the kitchen counter where notes kept appearing. 2 days later, Jennifer called me absolutely hysterical. She'd reviewed the footage and needed an emergency session. When she came in that afternoon, she looked like she hadn't slept. She pulled out her phone with shaking hands and showed me the video. The camera showed her apartment at 3 a.m. Everything was dark and quiet. Then Jennifer herself walked into frame, but she was clearly asleep, eyes half closed, moving slowly like a zombie in a movie. I watched as she opened a drawer, pulled out a post-it note and a pen, and wrote something. Then she stuck it on the fridge and walked back to her bedroom. Jennifer was sleepwalking, but here's where it gets absolutely insane. She showed me another clip from the same night 2 hours later. Again, Jennifer walked into the kitchen asleep, but this time her whole body language was different. She stood up straighter, moved with confidence, even smiled to herself. She walked to the same drawer, took out a different colored pen, wrote another note in completely different handwriting, and put it inside the microwave. Then she went back to bed. Over the next week, Jennifer filmed herself every night. The footage showed her getting up multiple times, each time writing notes with different personalities. One version of her wrote encouraging messages in neat print. Another wrote reminders in sloppy cursive. A third wrote weird philosophical quotes in all capital letters. It was like watching 3 different people use the same body. I immediately referred Jennifer to a sleep specialist and a neurologist. After a bunch of tests, they diagnosed her with a rare sleep disorder combined with something called dissociative identity disorder. Basically, Jennifer had multiple personalities that only came out when she was asleep. During the day, she had no awareness of these other parts of herself. But at night, they'd take turns writing notes to her and to each other. The notes were their way of communicating. One personality was trying to encourage her. Another was trying to keep her organized and on schedule. The third was trying to make her think more deeply about her life. They were all trying to help in their own way. But Jennifer had no memory of any of it. She started intensive therapy to integrate these personalities and work through the childhood trauma that caused the split in the first place. The sleep disorder medication helped reduce the nighttime episodes. Last I heard, she's doing much better and only finds a note maybe once a month now. But those videos still give me chills every time I think about them. Watching someone be 3 different people in the same night while completely unconscious is something I'll never forget.